All right, so here is the homemade arcade. I want to give you a brief tutorial of the setup. All right, as you can see, it's 2 players, 6 buttons on each side, and a start button and a select button. The start and select buttons are going to be pretty important. So on the front, there's this connector. This is all you have to hook up: the HDMI to the TV, and you're going to plug the power cable into this, and then plug the other end into the wall. And I have your power cable here, well, your HDMI cable here, and this is your power cable. So I'm going to plug this up so you can see basically what's going on. Okay. All right. Plug that in, just a simple USB, nothing fancy. And HDMI is the same, nothing fancy. I apologize, I'm doing this with my cell phone. I intended to do it a different way, but hey, things happen. All right, so now plug the other end into the TV real quick. I think you need to see that, so I'll let you look at your power cable for it. Okay, so now it's plugged in. I'm going to change my TV to the correct HDMI, and this is very important. Once you plug this in, it's going to turn on. There's no power button on it. So you can either do it like that, plug it in and let it turn on, or you can put this on like a surge protector and then turn the whole surge protector on and off to turn it on and off. I was going to try to do something a little more slick to make it power, with a switch, but that was a little much. All right, so you'll know it's on because your 6 buttons will light up. Then it's going to boot up. All of this is simple. You don't have to do anything. It's not anything groundbreaking that you're going to have to do to use it. It's going to boot up. Takes a second. It's a small computer inside it. That's what's booting up right now. So just give it a minute to boot up. Once it boots up, you'll see something called Emulation Station. And then you're going to see all your games. Arcade classics. Atari, Capcom, that's a lot of Street Fighter games. Final Burn Alpha is more arcade games. Game Boy Advance. And as you can see underneath each one, it tells you how many games there are. So there's 163 Game Boy Advance games. 499 Nintendo games. For the first PlayStation, there's 11 games. This is the setup section. You really don't need to use that, but if you feel adventurous and want to change some settings, you can. Super Nintendo has 776 games. There's a favorites folder that I have 63 games in. Those games are elsewhere or are in these other locations, but these are some of the favorites. And after you start playing games, there'll be some games listed under the last played section, so you don't have to keep going to look for them. So if you play Donkey Kong today, and you come tomorrow, you can go to last played and it'll be listed there. And as you can see, the arcade games, it's about 523 games. So now I'm going to show you how to navigate. Under favorites, I put most of the stuff that you probably remember. So on the controller, this is the A button and this is the B button. So this will take you in. So if I hit A on favorites, it goes in. And if I want to go back, if I hit B, it'll take me back. Hit A to go in, and you can mash, like once you're in, you can go left and right to change systems. So you see I'm using the left and right joystick, and it'll take you through the systems. Everything is in alphabetical order. One thing you'll notice is that everything's in alphabetical order. But you can also, and you can just scroll through and find something you want to play. Let's say I wanted to play, I'm gonna just go down to, I don't know why, I'm gonna fix this before you get it, where the first letter is cut off. That's tripping me out right now. But let's say We wanted to play Dig Dug. It's an old school game. Go to the game you want to play. All you have to do is hit A. It'll start up. Now, these arcade games are really like original arcade games. So you'll have coin. Some of them you'll have to put a coin in. Some of them are set up to free play. But then you'll hit the coin and hit the start. So the two buttons I showed you here, select and start, are also coin and start. So when you're in a game, all you have to do is press one of these two buttons and it'll give you a coin. See, as I'm pressing, that's coin. That's putting my credits up. Now, if I press the other button, that's start. And the game starts. And you would play the game. Excuse me. See? As I move the controller, it plays. All right. Now, say I want to get out of this game. I don't want to play this game anymore. It's very simple to get in and out of a game. All you have to do to get out of a game is press both select and start at the same time. So if I press both select and start, it'll take me out of the game. You press them at the same time. You only want to press them at the same time when you want to get out of a game. So that's pretty much the simple overview of it. Now, say there's so many games and you don't want to just keep scrolling through like that. You can press select and then it'll pull up options. And when you're in options, you can sort your games or you can jump to a game. So say I'm into D's right now and say I wanted to see if Mortal Kombat was on here. I would change the jump to M when I start over. Let's say I'm here, I press select, change the jump to the letter of the game, the first letter of the game I want to look for, hit the A button, and it'll fast forward me all the way to the M's. So you see Mario Bros. We'll just pull up Mario Bros for now, just for the example. And now I'll push my coins. And I start the game. And so now this is the game. I'm trying to do this with one hand, so I'm not going to be playing great. But as you can see, this is the game. And then if I'm tired of Mario Brothers and I don't want to play anymore, I hit both buttons over here and it takes me back to the menu. Not really hard, really simple, but as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay? Thank you. Okay, what I forgot to mention is, like, say if you like a game and you want to get back to it. Well, if you play a game, it's automatically going to list it under your last played. But if you wanted to add a game to your favorites, this button right here is X. This upper left hand button. So if there was a game that I really liked, so say for example, I don't know, I'm in the fighting games. So let's say for example, I really liked X-Men vs. Street Fighter. If I press this X button, it's going to add it to my favorites. And what that means is when I go to favorites, all of the games that have been added to favorites are listed here. So like Arkanoids, Battletoads, Bubble Bobble, you know, any game like Contra, Dig Dug, Donkey Kong, Double Dragon. And if you don't like a game that's listed on your favorites and you don't want it to be there anymore, it works the same way. So if you're in favorites and you hit the X again, it'll take a game off of your favorites. So like Galaga, I got in here, you know, Mario Brothers, Marvel vs. Capcom, Mortal Kombat, Miss Pac-Man, Hang Time, it's a bunch of games in here, but if there are some games in here that aren't on favorites that you really like, all you have to do is press X when you're on that game and it'll add it to the favorites. So yeah, and then in the favorites, it works just like any other thing. You press the A button to open the game and the game will start up. Okay. And then you start up your games. And it works like normal. So there you go. And remember, to get out of a game, to get out of a game, you just hit these two buttons at the same time and you go back to the main screen. That's it.